Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Nick Aldis to quit his role as SmackDown General Manager. 44-year-old star to replace him. Potential twist explored. Nick Aldis may have finally had enough. Last night's episode of SmackDown could prove to be the trigger that leads to the Blue Brand's general manager returning to the ring. The final moments of SmackDown may have Aldis upset and itching to return to the ring. Kevin Owens pushed him into Cody Rhodes before kicking the undisputed WWE champion in the neck multiple times. The SmackDown general manager likely won't take Cody's actions lightly. What if Nick Aldis himself wants to fight the former Universal Champion? It would be the former NWA World Champion's pathway towards becoming an in-ring competitor in WWE, where he'd have so much to offer. Triple H can give Aldis a choice, quit or stay out of the ring, with the 38-year-old choosing to resume his in-ring career. This would lead to a new GM replacing Nick Aldis. While multiple names could thrive in the role, Wade Barrett might be among the top picks. The former Intercontinental Champion is currently on the Monday Night Raw announce team, but that will change in the new year. Michael Cole and Pat McAfee will take over the Red brand on Netflix, while Joe Tessitore looks set to move to SmackDown. Corey Graves may remain on Friday nights, so it's up to WWE whether Barrett joins them to form a three-man team. If he doesn't, the former Nexus leader would be a great authority figure for a variety of reasons. Nick Aldis is a babyface general manager who is fair to all parties. That might not be how Wade Barrett operates, as he has been a heel throughout his WWE career. He is solid on the microphone, making this a good role. Barrett can also bring back his iconic catchphrase whenever he has to deliver bad news to a babyface star. Interactions between him and Aldis may be tense, given one would be replacing the other. It would also be interesting to see if Wade Barrett drafts his best friends to SmackDown. His dynamic with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus could be one to watch out for if they move to the Blue Brand under new leadership. Either way, Barrett replacing Nick Aldis as the Blue Brand's general manager has some serious potential. It could work out well for both stars. The wrestling world thrives on unexpected twists, and WWE has once again set the stage for a shocking development. Recent backstage rumblings suggest that Nick Aldis, the current SmackDown general manager, may be stepping down from his position. Speculation is already mounting about who could replace him, with a surprising name, none other than 44-year-old star MVP, emerging as the frontrunner. This potential development has fans buzzing, not only because of Aldis' relatively short tenure, but also due to the intriguing storylines that could stem from such a shakeup. Let's dive into the speculation, explore why Aldis might be leaving, examine MVP's potential rise to power, and theorize about the twists this could bring to WWE programming. Nick Aldis took on the role of SmackDown General Manager amid much fanfare. As a former world champion with a wealth of wrestling experience, his appointment was seen as a breath of fresh air. Aldis brought a mix of professionalism and charisma to the role, and his tenure has been marked by significant moments, including high-profile matches and the reinforcement of SmackDown's reputation as WWE's A-show. However, Aldis' time as GM has not been without controversy. Reports of tension with certain superstars and even disagreements with Raw GM Adam Pearce have surfaced in recent weeks. While WWE has kept these conflicts largely off-screen, insiders believe that Aldis' departure could be a direct result of these behind-the-scenes issues. The prospect of Nick Aldis stepping down raises several questions. Why would a figure so well-suited to the role leave after such a short stint? Here are a few possibilities. Aldis is a creative mind in his own right, having played a pivotal role in rebuilding the NWA during his time as its champion. It's possible that he feels creatively stifled in his role as GM, unable to contribute to WWE's storytelling in the way he envisioned. At 37, Aldis is still in excellent physical shape and has hinted in interviews that he's not entirely done with in-ring competition. Perhaps his departure as GM is a prelude to a return to active wrestling, possibly even on a grand WWE stage. The wrestling industry is notorious for its backstage politics, and it's not uncommon for power struggles to influence on-screen roles. If Aldis has clashed with WWE management or other high-ranking officials, it might have expedited his decision to step away. WWE often moves its talent around to maximize their impact. Could Aldis be stepping down as SmackDown GM to take on a different role, perhaps as a manager for a new faction or even as a key player in NXT? If Aldis does indeed step down, the question of his replacement becomes paramount. MVP, a 44-year-old veteran and current WWE personality, has emerged as a strong contender. MVP brings a unique blend of charisma, experience, and legitimacy to any role he undertakes. As the leader of the Hurt Business, he has proven himself as a masterful talker and a shrewd strategist. His ability to command attention and drive storylines makes him an ideal candidate for the role of SmackDown GM. Additionally, MVP has a history of working with top talent, from Bobby Lashley to Omos. His appointment as GM could signal a new era for SmackDown, one where he leverages his connections to create opportunities for both established stars and rising talent. The transition from Aldis to MVP could open the door to several exciting storylines. Here are some potential twists WWE could explore. One of the most anticipated WWE developments in recent memory has been the rumored return of the Hurt Business. As SmackDown GM, MVP could use his power to stack the deck in favor of his allies, rebuilding the faction and positioning them as a dominant force on the blue brand. Imagine MVP recruiting SmackDown stars like Solo Sikoa, Street Profits, or even Carmelo Hayes to form a new iteration of the Hurt Business. The faction could reign supreme, setting up compelling feuds with babyface stars like LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, or Sami Zayn. WWE could turn Aldis' departure into an on-screen storyline by framing it as a hostile takeover by MVP. This angle would allow Aldis to return to in-ring action, challenging MVP's authority and eventually leading to a high-stakes match. A clash between Aldis and MVP, two seasoned veterans with contrasting styles, would be a treat for fans and add a layer of drama to SmackDown's weekly programming. MVP and Raw GM Adam Pearce have vastly different leadership styles. While Pearce is portrayed as a no-nonsense authority figure, MVP's tenure could be marked by favoritism and manipulation. This contrast could lead to a cross-brand rivalry, culminating in a battle for brand supremacy at Survivor Series or WrestleMania. MVP's history of managing top-tier talent could result in a GM reign that focuses on elevating underutilized stars. Imagine MVP aligning with younger talent like Grayson Waller or Ridge Holland, guiding them to championship gold and creating fresh rivalries in the process. As news of Aldis' potential departure and MVP's rumored replacement spreads, fans are divided. Some see the change as an opportunity to inject new energy into SmackDown, while others worry about losing the professionalism and gravitas Aldis brought to the role. Whether or not this rumored shakeup comes to pass, it's clear that WWE is positioning SmackDown for a significant evolution. The addition of MVP as GM would signal a shift toward a more dynamic and unpredictable era, one where backstage alliances and rivalries take center stage. As for Nick Aldis, his departure as GM could be the beginning of a new chapter in his WWE journey. Whether he transitions to an in-ring role, a managerial position, or even a backstage creative role, his presence in WWE will undoubtedly continue to make an impact. The potential departure of Nick Aldis as SmackDown GM and the introduction of MVP in his place represents a bold creative decision for WWE. By leveraging MVP's charisma and connections, the company could craft storylines that elevate SmackDown to new heights. Meanwhile, Aldis' next steps could further enrich WWE's storytelling, whether he becomes a competitor, manager, or creative contributor. With Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble on the horizon, the timing of this rumored shakeup couldn't be better. The WWE Universe should brace itself for a new era of SmackDown, one that promises twists, turns, and unforgettable moments. What do you think about MVP potentially replacing Nick Aldis as SmackDown GM? Would this be a step forward for WWE, or should Aldis remain in the role? Let us know your thoughts.